And so Black people left in those urban areas looking for those industrialized jobs then were in a position where they no longer had access. So it was an issue of access, especially with integration. And no longer were we the Black Wall Streets of America, because we all know what happened with that, and I believe that that done something to us in our spirit as well, with stories like Rosewood and Tulsa. Those incidents, the move in Philadelphia, those incidents did something to uh, our our motivation, I believe. And so cooperatives is looking to turn the tide on what has happened with redlining and banks divesting and businesses divesting in those populaces in urban cores that are highly Black, majority Black. So now we have found this cooperative entity that allows for us to once again self-determine what our access looks like. By pooling our funds together, we can locate wholesalers to come in and stock our shelves in grocery stores. And by pooling our funds, we can develop, vegan restaurants and gas stations by pooling our funds collectively in these cooperatives. So I've been working on one called Gem City Market here in West Dayton, where the population is 85% Black, largely divested from community, hit hard by the housing crisis because of predatory lending and failed poor banking practices. We've been failed so many times on the banking front, but our community is blighted now and dilapidated, and many people go to college and don't come back, and others are just stuck with commuting outside of the community in order to spend their money. So there's no dollar turning over within our city. So Gem City Market, 15,000 square foot edifice. We erected it from the ground up. We've been open since May, brand new building. And we're excited. We have a teaching kitchen. We have a clinic. We have a community room. So those third spaces are allowing us to pick up on foot traffic, as well as be able to have another space to convene and fellowship and work together for our next project. So I'm excited about the work that we're doing. I believe, most importantly, that we have identified a solution to an issue that's been plaguing our urban communities for quite a while now. As I said, since we got here. But now we really are seeing in 2020, we're really seeing the effects, and it's been a long-term effect. The mom and pop slowly dwindled out, and before we knew it, they couldn't get the bank loans. They weren't getting the opportunity to better their businesses as our white counterparts. And so naturally, they went out of business. But now we're starting to see a burgeoning of our communities with this cooperative mechanism, starting with Gem City Market, and it's happening all over the country. And you all are doing some work down in Cleveland, I know. So,
oh yeah,
big
most
up to
definitely.
little Africa.
Right. Big shout out to Little Africa. The Queens are still holding it down. I'm on my way back to Africa tomorrow, so I'm gonna definitely be within the loop. But thank you so much for that breakdown. I mean, the history is very important. Slavery still affects us. The Great Migration, redlining, white flight, urban renewal, the Federal Aid Highway Act, Red Summer, the race riots, all of those things still affect us to this day. So the history is very, very important. That's why you need to know your history. So therefore you can come up with a solution. And that's just as important as well, because some of our people, we learn the history, but then we kind of get stuck. So you are actually applying the knowledge and using it to your advantage. So, cooperatives, that basically looks like the way where we can empower each other. Because if I open up a grocery store on my own and I privately open it, then I can control it and I can take the money and the resources just like anybody else, But if it's community owned and everybody has a say, everybody has a vote, everybody has interest, then, we're more likely to succeed. If everybody gives a little bit, we'll have a lot. So that's very, very important. Okay, let me see. So, are there any other upcoming events with Gem City? I know y'all just opened up. So, have y'all celebrated 1 year so far?
Not yet. We just opened May 12th. We just opened our doors
Oh,
May
this year.
12th. Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay. Wow.
yeah, so we fresh and brand new. Of course, we have a lot of activity in the market. We host a
Hmm.
group of doulas because another issue in the Black community is infant mortality. So we realize that a Black baby is 3 times more likely to die in its infancy than any of its other ethnic counterparts. So
Hmm.
it's very important that we work with this doula program, and the doula program is basically like midwifery. It's a group of individuals that massage and love on the Black woman, and any woman for that matter, in a program called Mamas at the Market. So that's every Tuesday